Hi, welcome everybody to another episode of the ACSS News Broadcast on sanctions against Russia. We're guiding you through what's happening in the world of sanctions against Russia and why it matters for your business. And my name is Saskia Rietbroek, and I'm the Executive Director of the Association of Certified Sanction Specialists, or ACSS. Please visit our website at sanctionsassociation.org. So in this broadcast, we provide a summary of the latest sanctions updates, developments that we are seeing from the EU, the UK, or OFAC. And I just checked the OFAC website. I didn't see an update there. But we did have an announcement from the European Union. I mentioned it yesterday, right? That they were coming out with a new package of sanctions. And they at least provided a press release. I haven't seen the regulations or the decision yet, but they announced Ursula von der Leyen, the president of the EU Commission. She announced a fifth package of the European Union with 6 pillars. So I'm just going to tell you what the pillars are. And my colleague Renato should have placed a link to this press release in the chat of this broadcast. So it just came out, okay? So anyway, the very important one, the EU will impose an import ban on coal from Russia. Russia exports about 4 billion euros a year to Europe, and of course, not being able to sell this coal in the European Union will cut another, important revenue source for Russia. So that is one. Second, a full transaction ban on 4 key Russian banks. The only name they mention in the press release is VTB, and this is the second largest Russian banks. But there are 3 others whose name I don't know. It's going to be in the decision and the regulation that will come out promptly, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. But for now, they just mention a full transaction ban. She names it. And these 4 banks, which will now be totally cut off from the European market, will represent 23% of the market share in the Russian banking sector. So again, I'm not sure who the other 3 banks are, no idea. The third pillar of this new package is a ban on Russian vessels and Russian-operated vessels from accessing EU ports. We've seen this decision earlier that was made in the UK, that Russian vessels cannot call on UK ports. So now the EU has done this for the European ports. There are exemptions, like most of the time, for things like agricultural and food products, humanitarian aid, and energy, right? So anyway, so that is the a ban for Russian vessels to call on European ports, except when they have humanitarian products and food stuff or energy. Another measure in the package is that the EU proposes a ban on Russia and Belarus road transport operators. So they will do this to make it difficult for Russian industry to get, to get certain goods from Europe to Russia. So they call it a proposal. So they propose a ban. So I'm not sure what this means in practical terms, if it's going to be part of the decision. We'll see. Fourth, further targeted export bans. So she mentions a few, quantum computers, advanced semiconductors, sensitive machinery, and transportation equipment. And I'm sure we'll see the full list in the regulations. Fifth, a specific new import ban on several products, and she mentions 4. But there are more: wood, cement, seafood, and liquor. Liquor, right? Booze. The sixth pillar, a general ban on the participation of Russian companies in public procurement from member states, and an exclusion of all financial support to Russian public bodies. And this is, of course, to ensure that European tax money is not going to Russia in whatever shape or form. And they're going to list additional individuals on the EU sanctions list. And then in a last note, she mentioned that they are also working on even more sanctions, including oil import. They are reflecting on some related to oil import, and they're reflecting on some ideas presented by the member states, such as like special taxes or specific payment channels, such as an escrow account. I'm not sure what she's going, what she means here, but I'm sure we can find out and find more information for you about this. So this is an important new development. And the sixth package, we will hopefully report on it later this week when there's more details coming out on this. I'm sure there will be more FAQs, I hope, right? But because the EU has started to issue FAQs on its website to answer some questions that come out. And I hope they publish these FAQs simultaneously with the publication of the regulations and the decision. That would be very helpful for compliance officers. So, all right, there's another, so that was it for the sanctions. I want to mention another document that came out from the EU. I think it's relevant. It's called it's the conclusion, it has a long name, the Council conclusion on the EU's economic and financial strategic autonomy. All right, so that's a mouthful. The document basically lists the Council decisions or conclusions on achieving autonomy in an open economy. And it's 18 pages long, and 3 of them are about sanctions. So it's like a broad document that highlights developments related to the pandemic and global support, shortages of supply, imbalances in the global energy markets. And that's, for the EU, it's important to strive for autonomy while still have this open economy mindset that they always had. So with respect to sanctions, okay, I will cover that here. It is basically, it focuses on better implementation of EU sanctions in the European Union. And it also talks about protecting the EU economic and financial system against the effects of the extraterritorial application of third country sanctions. So that, of course, is related to the blocking statute. It's related to extraterritorial sanctions from the United States and Russia, right? So, anyway, this document is very broad, and in particularly with the, I want to highlight one thing, a couple of things actually that they talk about in the sanctions section of this document. So, they talk about better implementation and enforcement. So they commend actions already taken by the Commission and the member states to achieve this uniform implementation of sanctions and enforcement of the sanctions. It also talks about that they support the ongoing work to combat practices that, sanctions evasion practices, basically. And they specifically mention then the risk of circumvention that can happen in the crypto assets space. And then they also talk about, like I said, the extraterritorial application, that they reject that because it's inconsistent with international law. And that one of the key pillars to protect the EU against this is the EU blocking statute. And there was a declaration end of December that, there is agreement to reinforce the blocking statute. So, and they now call upon the Commission to follow up on that statement and present a legislative proposal for a reinforced blocking statute. So that was it. I think a lot of EU compliance officers struggle with the blocking statute, so it's important to see what that legislative proposal will say, and what what the effect will be for the compliance community. So anyway, that was it for the update of today. There were also some new sanctions from Canada. I won't go into too many details there, but basically they added more people. They haven't added yet, but they announced that they will impose restrictions on 9 Russian and 9 Belarusian individuals. So these are all close associates of the Russian and the Belarus government. So that was it for today. I wish you all a very nice day, and let's see if there's any questions coming in through the LinkedIn chat. All right, one person, thanks for the interesting updates. You're welcome. Let's see if there's any other question. And by the way, tomorrow we will have another episode focusing on export controls with my colleague Alex Witt here from ACSS. And then I will be back again on Thursday and Friday. See if there's any other questions. If not, we'll finish this broadcast, and hope you will enjoy Alex's statement tomorrow, and you will see me again on Thursday, hopefully with more details on that EU package. All right. Thank you so much, and see you soon. Bye-bye.